Hello, beautiful, friendly soul. Hello, friendly, beautiful soul. I didn't make my mind yet how I'm gonna present my videos. Anyway, you're with Maureen. I wanted to share with you an event that I went this week. It was April 22nd, Wednesday, I think. And I wanted to share with you that event because it was like, it's a long time I didn't go to a poetry event. Like, even though I'm introvert, I'm shy, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more later. Um, I went to see its acquaintance, a friendly acquaintance, I would say. We're not friends because we're not close to each other, but he's a friendly acquaintance, I would say, because we have met a long time ago, and even I I met him on my French channel for a Raconte-moi ça, for a Tell Me About It. Like, I'm gonna put the link downstairs. I'm gonna put the link below the video. It's in French, though. I don't know if you'll have access to the subtitles, but anyway. So just to give you an idea that when I went to see him, at that time he gave me this book, which is very good. I read it, and it's part of usually poetry. It's especially what we call underground poetry. We talk about the feelings, what they're going through, and stuff like that. Yeah, because I did write poetry, that kind of poetry, long time ago, once upon a time. And to assist to that event that he was, I don't know in English how you say it, un lancement de livre. You know, when a writer make an event for his book, to present his book and to sell his book, well, that's in French we call it un lancement. Like he's throwing the books. Anyway, oh my god. Anyway, so I went to that event, and even though I say I'm shy, I'm introvert, and blah blah blah, like I realized that we cannot stop ourselves to go to do things, to meet people, even though like the energy when there's a lot of people, the energy like suffocate you. When that happens, usually, especially when I'm alone, because I'm forcing myself to do stuff alone, I try to not, I don't want to wait to anybody to do stuff that interests me. So, okay, I'm gonna put myself like in the back or on the side, like not in the middle of the people, the crowd, not in the middle of the crowd. But I like to see, the people, how they interact, how they are, and you learn from the human beings, and you learn from the people that are in the event. So I learned a lot about Jean Simon book. Like, this is what they were giving. Oops, sorry, the camera, my cat just pushed it. This is what they were giving, like a little presentation like this. And I know that this man, he's a nice person. But in the event, like, there was other poets, there was singers, and there were even family members. When they were talking about Jean Simon, they presented him like a very generous person from his heart, like how he encouraged the people, how he's there to give you positive energy and like to cheer you up. And I liked learning that from him, because yeah, that suits him, that I see him like that. I can imagine, because of how he presents himself, he looks like a really good person. I'm not saying he's an angel, I'm saying he's a good person. I didn't take images since I don't know if the people would accept to be put on my YouTube channels, but that's sad because I'm still in that process of putting more public images that I could take, because I'm, first of all, I'm shy, and second, I didn't ask the permission to put images there. I'm just gonna put a few, like very few like this, on this video. But I I was sad not to put. There was two. Well, there was some singers that were there, but two of them especially that really made my soul shaken. No, not it touched my soul. One girl, her name was Justin, I think. Justine. She was with her guitar, her voice, her the song she wrote, the song that she sang, and it's like, wow, it was so beautiful. She has a beautiful voice, and the music was like very, very nice. And the second one, she did sing a cappella, like her voice, like the strong, like she really touched me deep inside. The vibration of her voice, it's like, wow. And there was other poets that read have that read some Jean Simon's creation, or they even read their own poems, which was very interesting. I want to also talk about the place where the lancement was, and I prepared you a little clip about that place. Here we go. So when I went uh, to the event of Jean-Simon Brisebois, the place was called Café Graffiti. So I I wrote in French to them because, as a coffee maniac, caffeinoman, coffee maniac, I was expecting to to have a coffee while the assisting to the event. So, but there, when I visited the site before going there, when I visited the site online before going there, I saw that it seemed that they didn't have coffee, anything. I saw a lot of arts and everything, but no coffee. So I wrote to them after the event, because I went anyway, even though there was no coffee. Like I went for my friend Jean Simon, but and I wrote to them like, here. I went, I'm going to translate you if you cannot read. I went in your local on the April 22 for my friend Jean-Simon Brisebourg. I found the place like genial, like genius, like it's very a nice place. Am I going to stop to say like? Anyway, since I'm not used to that kind of place, and because I'm a coffee maniac, I will be honest. I honestly thought to have a coffee. Since I'm at the beginning of doing vlog on my YouTube channel, one English and one in French, I wanted to talk a little bit about you at the same time. My question is, why Café Graffiti? Thanks in advance. And I was surprised that they answered me so fast and so nicely. Like, very nice person, that Roger Léger here. Thank you very much, Roger. He thanks me to have visited the place. His organism. Uh, it's about 28 years that they exist. Uh, bef- uh, First of all, with Le Journal de la Rue, the newspaper from the street, if I translate word by word, but the name is Journal de la Rue. And this one has 34 years. The Café Graffiti is 28 years, and Journal de la Rue is 34 years. The adventure started with Le Journal de la Rue, which was the first one French in the world. Il a été suivi en 1980. Okay, after that, he was followed by Macadam in France and L'Itinéraire in 1994. L'Itinéraire, like it's some kind of a a magazine. Very interesting articles, by the way. I used to buy it a few times when I because I take the metro in Montreal, and a few years ago I was buying it once in a while, and it helps those people from the street. The graffiti hip hop just started to take its place in Montreal. After 5 years of working in the street, Le Journal de la Rue implicated was implicated near 125 young people marginalized. How do you say that in English? Marginalized. Okay, they were about 16 to 25 years old, and um, they were animated by the urban culture. Those young people asked to have a place to be together, to get together, and to have the freedom to create and to be seen on a commercial corner. Arthur, commercial corner. Sorry for my translation. Le Journal de la Rue opened a restaurant. Here we go. That would be that would have the decoration made by the young people to create le Café Graffiti. At that time, Café Graffiti was situated on the La Salle Avenue in Hochelaga Maisonneuve. It's a corner in Montreal for those people that don't know. Hochelaga Maisonneuve is very artistic, by the way. I know a few artists that lives in that corner of Montreal, and it's so alive. It's so there's spirits there. It's an old quartier. It's an old how do you say quartier in English? Anyway, it's an old corner of the city, but it's so alive. It has a spirit of its own. With time, the needs got transformed, but they kept the mission to offer a corner to the young people where creation is it's accessible. Okay, there's a group of organism. I don't want to say association, but organisme. It's like a group like Journal de la Rue, Reflet de Société, les éditions Edition TNT, Café Graffiti, and Survive was until 2024 the Bistro Café Sainte-Cat, which was I went there a few times, and it was like the food was good, the place was good. I love the cozy ambiance. Now I don't know how it is because now it's somebody else that they have a new it was led to new entrepreneur. I find it funny when you say it in English, entrepreneur. Café Graffiti is still a place of creation for the young people and for the community. Uh, the coffee is still there, but the for the workers communautaires, for the how do you say travailleurs communautaires? Community worker. Here we go. Okay. So the coffee is still there for the community worker. So thank you very much, Roger, for your answer. I really appreciate it. And if you go on their Facebook page, if you're interested to go visit, to go visit or to see if you can, because I don't know if you can go in the Café Graffiti to buy your art because it's so beautiful. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so anyway, this is their Facebook page, and very interesting. You have all the information here that you can get. can visit. It's very, you see, that's the event that I went. See, there's so many things, like very nice. Okay, I'm not gonna visit all this, but there's sites, like you have the historic, I guess. Can you have in English? Must be some place that you can put in English. Anyway, because in Quebec you're supposed to be in French, right? But I don't see it in English. But maybe there's a because I have so many things on my screen that maybe I don't see it. Go there. Okay, I don't see where you can put it in English. Anyway, this is the address here down the screen. This is the address if you want to see the place. And if you look like all those arts, like wow. And what was on place on the walls in the Cafe Graffiti was like wow. I don't have other words than wow. And they sell also T-shirts. Um, and this is a group. You know, like if you see, there's some art like this in Montreal on walls of buildings, on buildings wall, and it's like it's very wow. It's very nice. Okay. There's some young people, like if you see in the background, like all those frames. That was just to talk about the cafe graffiti. So all that to say, don't stop yourself. That you're shy, that you're introvert, that whatever. Don't stop yourself of living because of that. If you have to push yourself a little bit, I'm not saying that to go to extreme, but you have it's important to be in contact with humanity if we want to stay human, not to lose yourself. So just to go out like this, even though it's not for a long time, just to be in contact with the world. And if, like me, you're sensitive to people's energy, you don't need to be in the middle of the crowd. You can be like on the side, in the back, like just to say that you're there. Yes, it's draining. It's draining, but I'm glad to do it. I'm happy to do it. It's like a challenge that I'm putting on myself, and it's not a challenge that someone else makes me do something I don't want to do. It comes from me. And if I don't feel comfortable enough to actually be part of that one challenge, nothing is holding me. Like I can leave at any time. Like I have no pressure. I don't put pressure on myself, but I decided to perform because life is a game. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's a comedy, but life is a game, and everyone in your life is performing. You are performing too. You perform at work. It's cool. Even to yourself, some people are not even themselves with themselves. Like that goes deep. So, if you have to perform, you have to manage to have fun. Maybe not a fun ha ha ha, like not mature. You can have a mature fun. Like you don't need to laugh all the time to have fun. Sometimes it could be a serious fun. I love those kind of fun. I love to laugh, but so like I'm not saying to be fake, but like to perform, meaning like life is serious, but don't take it too seriously. Anyway, we're all gonna be gone one day or another. So while we can be there, enjoy what you can. And you don't have to be interested or to go everywhere. Just once in a while, start slowly, slowly. And if you think you're too old or you're too young, I don't think you're too young, but if you think you're too old or whatever, just think. I think everybody heard about that old lady. She was 80, a long time ago, but she was 80, around 80 years old, and she went skydiving at 80 for the first time in her life. Like, if she did that, why can't we just go out a little bit? that was me encouraging you to get out of your bubble once in a while. I'm not saying every day, but once in a while. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, click like, share, subscribe also. And I'm gonna put all the links of Jean Simon or of the also Café Graffiti, and I'm gonna put a few information like this under the video. So until the next time, have a nice weekend. Bye.